Now I show you how to close the circle. We're not gonna close it by slip stitching. There might be patterns they ask for this, but in this pattern we're not going to do this. We work half double crochets directly in the first stitch we made. I forget earlier to say it's helpful to put a stitch marker in the very first stitch made. Yeah, so this is the one. So we could start work half double crochets now directly here in the first marked stitch. But our pattern says that we have to work in the back loop only. So what is the back loop? We have to take a closer look on our stitches. I remove this hook. So I hope you can see it quite good. So here is our normal stitch. Here's the one loop and the second loop. It makes sense. Okay, here we have the front loop, here we have the back loop. But if we turn it a bit, we can see that there is a third loop. And if it says, the pattern says we have to work half double crochet in back loop only, it means we only have to slip here through to use the back loop to work the half double crochet inside. But for exactly this pattern we are not only using the back loop but also the third loop. So again you have two loops you're working in, but not here on top, but these two back here. We do this to make our basket just more stable. This is the reason why we're using the back loop and the third loop. So now we're going to do this. Remove the marker. Here is our first loop, the front loop, the back loop, and here back there is the back loop. So I yarn over and prepare for a half double crochet, and I will go here into the back loop and the third loop, pull up a loop and make my first half double crochet. So you can see here this front loop we didn't work in is here, and this will create then the ribbing effect. So we made the first half double crochet. That means I will put back the stitch marker here inside to see when the round is finished. So we do a second half double crochet here inside and the back and the third loop. So on the next stitch the same, 2 half double crochet in back and third loop. So not working in the first here but in the back and the third loop back there. All right, I will show you in a bit how the ribbing will look like. So here you can see now this little line here, this will be the ribbing effect then. I have here a finished basket, and there you can see those lines here, and those are created through working the back loop and the third loop.